Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here, playing the Swapper on Xbox One, showing you all 10 terminal locations. If you follow this guide through, you will unlock all achievements or trophies. There's only 10 achievements or trophies. All of them are given for finding these miscellaneous terminals, which are not needed for game progress. So you can actually beat the whole game getting 0 achievements, or you can follow this guide and get all 10 of them and complete all of the achievements or trophies in the game. Now I'll be going in order by the way they unlock, the way they make sense in the story. And for the first terminal, you're going to come up this elevator to explore some of these hatches. What you're going to want to do is clone yourself up to the top left. Come into this room where you'll see some stones talking to you. And what you're going to have to do is kind of clone yourself right there. And there's going to be a little ledge. But if you don't clone yourself right, you'll fall down and die as you do clone yourself. So keep in mind that you have to kind of find a hidden ledge inside of the wall. And a lot of these are very difficult, very well hidden, and you won't stumble across them by chance. If you do, you got really lucky. They're very well hidden, so keep that in mind. So that's number 1. Now for number 2, you'll come to this section, and I will be showing you the map every time. So right now I only have 2 orbs, so I'm still near the very beginning of the game. And what I'm going to be doing is dropping down from these set of stones, and it is a little bit of an open world kind of game. You can kind of choose your own path in certain areas, but you're gonna have to access almost every area of the map at one point or another in order to progress through the story. So I'm gonna drop down from those, and I'm gonna go to the left hand side here, take the elevator. I'll walk past this talking stone here, and you'll see that there's an arrow in the background that points up. Now, you will actually need to go up in this area in order to get an orb to progress through the story and unlock a certain console. You'll figure out the game as you play it, so for this area, we're just going to go up, and we're going to complete the puzzle that is required for us to complete in order to gain the orb. So we'll come through the hatch, and I'll just kind of explain it as it shows up on screen. What we're going to want to do is stand on this switch, and then that switch will start moving the stone, and we're going to have to teleport out into the middle of this kind of giant chasm. And then we're going to have to kind of break our fall by cloning ourselves upwards. And then once we have enough space to sneak a clone under this rock, we're going to sneak a clone under that rock and pick up that orb. Now, from this orb, what we're going to have to actually do is drop down and make sure you break your own fall by making a clone right before you hit the ground. And then just run to the left of the screen. It's going to look like there's a wall there, but it's a fake wall. And if you run past the screen, you should find your second message from home right there in order to unlock that achievement or trophy. Now, a little bit later on, we are at the console that requires 6 orbs in order to unlock. You should see that on your map. If you've already done it, you should identify this part of the map, and you can always teleport back to this area using the long distance teleports. As soon as you do use the console, you'll notice that there are some new kind of wave pushes things in the air, and you'll walk by them in order to progress through the level. But before we do that, make sure you drop down, break your fall as always, line yourself up nice and tight against that rock right there, and we're gonna have to clone ourselves one time to the far left, a second time to the far left, down as far as we can go, and then to the right through the fake wall. And every time you need to make a clone and switch to that clone, so keep that in mind. And once you do go through that fake wall, you should be able to walk directly up to this console. Message from home number 3, achievement number 3, or trophy number 3. They're all worth 100 gamer score on the dot, although the trophies are slightly differently weighted. Now, on our way to the console that requires, I believe, 14 orbs, we will go into a zero gravity section. So this is the first time we do get into zero gravity as far as I remember. And what you're going to need to do is blast your way through this area. Now, as we're blasting our way through, I'll kind of be showing you, there's only really one way to go, but then once we get to where we're going, I'll show you what you're going to want to do in order to kind of progress through the level. Now, there will be these talking rocks every now and again. As you come by them, they'll have a quote, and that kind of adds to the story, so you may want to actually pay attention to those. You'll come to this electric room, and what we're going to want to do is drop down, as always, break your fall. Your character can't fall very far without dying. And then what we're going to want to do is teleport through the fake wall to the left of these electric beams. And then you can either teleport yourself a second time, I think, or you can just walk to the left. If you just keep walking to the left, you will end up right on the terminal number 4, unlocking your 4th achievement if you've been following along, or trophy if you're playing on PlayStation. Now, the 5th and 6th terminal are nearby each other. You'll come to this area, the high security laboratories. You might have a different amount of orbs than I do. I currently have 24, 25, but you could have anywhere from what I believe is like 20 to 35 in this area and still be able to do it. And again, you can do this almost at the end of the game, and you can always teleport back to here. You'll come to this area in the Xeno facility. You want to teleport onto this top left rock, and then you can jump into the fake wall in order to access terminal number 5. Now, if you just keep walking to the left, you should be able to access that terminal by interacting with it and therefore unlocking the achievement or trophy. Now, in terms of what is the point of no return in this game, you can fast travel around the map almost at any point. There's one console you will interact with at 124 orbs, and that is the point of no return where the story ends. So if you don't get all 10 of them before interacting with that, you will have to restart the story. Now, from where we just were, we're going to be going straight for terminal number 6 and using that as a reference point. And to get to terminal number 6, we're just going to drop down from the rock we used to jump into the fake wall. Go to the right-hand side. You'll enter this puzzle room. Now, I've already solved the puzzle, and it's very important that you solve the puzzle in order to be able to get this. And then what we're going to want to do is pull out the little box, use a clone, but do not switch to it to kind of order that block down. Then teleport up to here, and then teleport into here. And what you're going to want to do is probably teleport one more time, or just walk to the right-hand side in order to access terminal number 6. Now, as I was saying, there are long distance teleports that are unlocked that will let you kind of go from one area of the map to another, and you'll probably want to use those if you miss out on these, or if you get to the end of the game and for whatever reason you just want to do all of them at once near the end of the game, which I don't recommend. I recommend you do go in the same order as I do as you're going through the story. Now, you'll end up going up a long elevator ride, and with some story-based elements kind of happening as you're taking that elevator. You'll end up in this gravity switching area, and what we're going to want to do is switch gravity, teleport across. You'll come back into the room where the elevator took you to. Make sure you jump over the the gravity switcher, or else you'll switch to the bottom. We have to be on the roof. And then if you walk past the fake wall to the left-hand side of the screen, you will come to number 7, unlocking that. Now, number 8, you can teleport directly here. You'll see I'll kind of reference the map of exactly where I am, but I'm basically exactly where you'll find console 66. So all of the consoles are based on the amount of orbs you have, and this console that I'm going to be interacting with is based on having 66 orbs. As soon as you interact with it, you'll see all of this stuff behind me kind of moving and changing, and what we're going to have to do is teleport into 2 specific areas. Now, there's actually no fake ledge like there was in some of the other ones. For this one, it's all about speed. You're going to teleport right above as high as you can, then teleport a second time as high as you can, and then teleport to the right-hand side. You should see the terminal. Now, you might be able to get to the terminal in 1 teleport from the very highest point, or you might have to take 2 or 3, as I did. And but once you get there, you should be able to, no problem, if you're fast enough, quick enough, and smart enough about your clones. For terminal number 9, what we're going to have to do is use a long distance teleport to get into this exact same area that I'm in. Now, there's an unexplored hatch that you might want to check out, but there's actually not that much here in order to progress through the story, so make sure you do use the teleport to get here. This is nearing the end of the game. I do already have 123 orbs myself, which is almost enough to basically beat the game. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to have to hit the gravity switcher and then get into this kind of momentum shifter. And we're going to have to keep cloning upwards, and then once we get into the black abyss above that, we're going to have to clone to the left-hand side into a fake wall, and then walk towards terminal number 9. So that one's a little bit confusing, but as long as you know where you are on the map, and you're fast about your clones, and you're quick, and you know what you're doing, it's not too bad. Now, we're nearing the very end of the game. There's no spoiler here, but this is a part of the story that you probably will see where you talk to another member, and you'll come to this elevator. I will show you on the map exactly where I am kind of in a few seconds here. You want to take the elevator up, make sure to call it down to you, or else it won't be there. And right now we are near the command station, or the command center. And what we're going to want to do is run to the very right hand side of this area. I'm going to quickly show you the map, I believe, right here. Maybe not. Yep, there we go. So we're kind of in the upper corner of the map, and we're going to have to use this elevator and then jump at the very top of its movement in order to gain extra momentum and extra height in our own jump. Once we do that, we're going to push against the right-hand side wall to reveal that it's a fake wall, and we'll be able to walk down a hallway to our final terminal. If you followed along, you should have all 10 achievements, all 1000 gamer score, or all 10 trophies, and I believe they are mostly silver or bronze. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. If it was, make sure to like the video. Please share it with your friends if they're also playing the game, and hopefully I see you in the future. Peace.